And this is the oil drain plug, which is directly underneath the bottom of the engine, and the oil filter itself is right up in there. So let's get started, and I'll show you how it goes. The oil drain plug is actually, it's a 17 millimeter bolt, and you just crack it loose. And then we'll just let the oil drain out until it actually stops running out. We'll just let the oil finish draining out, and then we'll move over and take the filter off. I'll wait for that to drain. Use a wrench like this. It's a filter wrench to remove the oil filter, and you basically just put it on the filter. You just get it on there, and I'll show you how. Filter wrench, and you just put it onto the filter like that, and you can loosen it up. And then we can just let it drain out into the bucket that the oil's draining into. Okay, once the oil stops draining out, you can just reinstall your drain plug. Screw it in always by hand first. You don't want to strip it. Okay, you take your ratchet, and you don't have to go real tight. You just want to get it snug, and then just go just a little bit more. Alright, then we'll take the filter down. Always make sure that your gasket comes off on the bottom too. You don't want to leave the gasket up on top of the oil filter housing there. As you can see, there is no gasket up there, which is good. It's the way you want it. We're going to reinstall our new filter. What you want to do is you want to put a little bit of oil just on the O-ring before you mount it back up into the car itself. Right, you can just screw it up by hand, and you make it as tight as you can. By hand, you don't want to put a wrench on it. Just make it as tight as you possibly can by hand. That's it, and we'll lower it down, put some oil on it, and we'll be all set. Okay, now that we got the car down, you want to always check to make sure what kind of oil goes in your car. And as you can see, this one calls for a 520, and this is actually a synthetic blend oil that goes in this car. So it calls for 4.23 quarts of oil. So we're going to put in like 4.25 quarts, and then we'll start it and check it, and then just bring it up to the full mark. so we just started it up and let it run for a minute. That gets the oil circulating through the oil filter. Then we'll take out the dipstick, wipe it down till it's clean, and then we'll put it in and check the level and see how it is. And we're exactly to the full mark right now. That's it. Really simple. If you just follow these steps, you should have no problem. And make sure you put your oil cap back on nice and tight, dipstick back in, and always check to make sure that you have no leaks underneath the bottom, and you're good to go. All right, any questions, any comments, or whatever, just drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to respond back to you. Thank you, and I'll see you next time around.